Hello everyone, it's Talart here, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to draw bishie hair. And well, honestly, it's not really bishie hair, it's more like just male hair in general. And I just wanted to make a quick disclaimer. I did get a tooth, I just got an implant today, like a tooth implant. So sorry if I talk weird at all during this video or if I talk really slow. Oh my gosh, my printer, stop. Okay, I'll just keep talking. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying now. Well, anyway, I hope you guys like this tutorial, and I'm going to be doing 3 different hairstyles, and of course, the hairstyles are going to be different hairstyles for this face shape because there are, just like in real life, hairstyles that suit each face shape. And I realized that, like, after filming this tutorial 3 times, that I was drawing hairstyles that did not suit the face shape, and I forgot that that's actually a really important thing. So I'm going to show you guys how to draw hairstyles for this kind of face shape that's not really that long. It's not a long face, it's more like a square face. So yeah, so let's get started. And also what I did was I drew this digitally, and then I lowered opacity, and then I just pasted it 3 times so that I wouldn't have to keep redrawing, and if I erased, I wouldn't accidentally erase like his whole face. So I just had it ready, and it's easier to do a tutorial like this. But yeah, so you guys can do that too if you want to practice. Okay, so let's get started. We're gonna do a hairstyle on this guy first. And what I usually start to do when I'm drawing hair, like in general, is I always draw the forehead first, and this is because it makes his hair not look loopy. And by that I mean, like, when you're drawing bangs, if you draw bangs like this, see how there's like an opening up here and then you draw it down here, then it just makes his forehead look like it goes all the way up there, and it's just not good. You do not want that. I mean, it looks fine now, but if I continued drawing the hair later on, it would just look like a huge mess. So let's draw it like this. Okay, that's good enough. You can just draw it however you want, to be honest. If you want him to have a huge forehead, you draw it up. If you want him to have no forehead, you just draw it down there. Okay, so let's start drawing the hair. Usually what I do is I pick a point of where I want the hair to start, but since for some reason when I do tutorials, the way I draw it turns out differently than how it actually turns out when I draw it on my own. So I'm just going to draw the way I usually draw, and hopefully you guys can learn from that. So I'm going to just kind of pick how I want the hair to grow. So it's going to start like this. And as you can tell, since I did start parting his hair here, that means I want a side part like this. And we're just going to keep going from there. And notice how I let these separations start under here, not up there. Because if I did do that, then I just, like, I don't know, it just gives me a huge headache. So we're just going to keep going with this. And another tip that I would suggest is to actually, hold on, let me get rid of this so it doesn't throw me off, is to actually draw or have at least the image in your mind of how you want the hair to look. So for this hair, let's say I want it to kind of just go out like this. Oh, by the way, sorry for any background noise. My family is so loud and I cannot make them quiet for 10 minutes, like, seriously. So I just have to talk over them. And it's already hard enough to talk with my mouth. Like, stressed, man. Okay, anyway, so I'm getting like the basic shape so I can keep going off of it later. Yay, I love loud family. Okay, and then I'm just going to continue like this. Shoot, I don't even know. I can't focus when they're so loud. I need to sew. Okay, and then I'm just going to keep going. Okay. Good. Okay, yeah, that's good enough. So it looks like he has like a huge like empty space here, but don't worry, we will fill that in. So this is kind of like the outline of how I want his hair to look, right? And hold on, let me fix that. Shoot. go. Perfect. Okay, so that's his hair shape that I want, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go off of that and just keep adding layers and layers. Oh my gosh, my loud family. I'm going to sue. Okay, so anyway, let's keep going. I'm going to start kind of just pulling the hair up and around. Okay, now I'm going to actually fix this part right here. And just, yes. Actually, I like this pretty so far. And there we go. I always wanted to draw a hairstyle like this. Okay, so that is how you draw any hairstyle. No, I'm just kidding. Let me explain to you guys what I did so far. Okay. There we go. Okay, so pretty much what is going on here, hold on. So what I usually do, like this is actually pretty recent, I kind of changed up the way I draw hair. And the way I do it is I would draw a little bit of the bangs. I would pretty much make like almost a shadow of how I want the hair to be, and then I add lines inside. And that just makes it easier for me to get my idea of what I want to draw first. Because let's say I drew all of this stuff first, right, and the inner stuff. Then I can't really control what happens out here because I already kind of made the shape. I already made like a plan for myself. So I'd rather just draw this bang stuff first, then I would draw the back as a sketch and just kind of like fill it in. And I don't know, it takes some getting used to, and I feel like this technique is good for people who have a little bit more experience with drawing hair. So what I suggest is when I was drawing this, what you guys would do is start out with the bangs and kind of just draw the pieces. So for example, let's say you want to draw a ponytail, and let me draw that up here really quick. You want to draw a ponytail, right? When you're drawing a ponytail, you draw thick sections that bunch up and tie down, right? You wouldn't draw 30 lines like this. It doesn't look the same, you know. This kind of looks messy, and this one just looks really fluid. And then you can add long sections like this, add your bangs. This one, if you do add like bangs and stuff, it just looks like a mess to me, honestly. And it's just a lot harder to color. It's really hard to color. Like if I did shadowing for this, let's say I shadowed right here and I colored in right here. Okay, like I did some shading, whatever, I'm doing shading, right? It's easier to do shading for this rather than for this because it's just like a mess. I don't know, it's my opinion, honestly. Like you can do what you're comfortable with, but this is more what I'm comfortable with rather than this. And so when I'm shading this, because wow, zoomed in a little bit too much. When I'm shading this, then I can just, you know, I know which sections need to be shaded because they're all like in the back, you know what I mean? Like I can just easily shade this. And what I noticed is that long hair usually suits guys with longer faces in anime, and then like for example, let's say Grell from Black Butler, he has a pretty long face compared to Seal Phantom Hive. I hope I said that right this time. But Seal Phantom Hive has a small like face, almost kind of like this, but pointier chin. So if we drew long hair on him, it wouldn't look masculine, it would just look feminine, you know what I mean? But with Grell, we draw a longer face with long hair and it looks more masculine, so it has to kind of go with the face shape and what kind of character you're trying to draw. So now we are going to go to this one, and I'm going to explain more what I just did here. And if you followed along, hopefully you kind of saw what I was doing. So now I'm just going to explain more. I'm going to do a more basic hairstyle for this, probably like Hijirikawa's hairstyle and Utapri. So what I do usually, when I first started drawing hair, I would already have an image in mind, drawing forehead, picking a point of where the hair is going to grow, and kind of just branching off of that, right? And honestly, like, the faster you go when you're drawing hair, the easier it is to draw the hair. So see how easy this is when you draw it faster? It's like your mind knows what to do, but the slower you go, the worse it gets. I'm not even kidding. Okay, so this is similar to Hijirikawa's hairstyle and Utapri, and the way I would just do this is just kind of just go with it. And when I'm practicing drawing hair or something, hold on, let me draw all the lines that are necessary. Okay. So when I'm drawing hair like this, then what I usually do is I like practice drawing small hairstyles like this really fast, really quick. Maybe I spend a minute on each hairstyle. So if I wanted to draw this hair, I would draw a head really quick like this. Then I only draw the hairstyle, okay? I'm not going to go and draw the face details or anything like that, and this is the best way to practice. Just draw this like a butt ton of times. And not even just the same hairstyle, just be like, okay, here's the head shape, general head shape, and now I'm going to draw someone with like wavy hair like this. And it doesn't even have to be right, you just need to get the general idea in there, you know what I mean? So see, like wavy, straight, whatever. So just do it like really quick, snap, 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 and then you can go and draw the bigger ones with faces and stuff like that. So now I'm going to darken these lines just a little bit so you can see it a little bit more. Okay, so now, well, shoot, messed up. Okay, so now you can see, like, you know, how the hair grows. You know it grows from here. Like, if I went up to you and I was like, where does the hair grow from? You can pinpoint right away the hair grows from here and the hair grows from here. Like, that is the main point of where it flows out. If I, like, even here, you can tell I made it flow out like this, you know, or here where it flows out right there, and here same thing. So when you're drawing hair, it's really important to have this kind of point where it shows, because for example, some people will be drawing hair like Naruto hair almost. You can almost not tell where the hair grows from in his hairstyle, like, you know, but you can tell actually where that it grows from there, because he has like, the artist has like little hints to show that the hair grows from there. And this is actually really important, honestly. So I really suggest you look at photos of people with different hairstyles and try to draw them, so that you can learn how to define this separation without drawing too many lines. Because with hair, you know, varying amount of lines can make a huge difference. Oh, I can't even speak English. It can make a huge difference. So if you drew a butt ton, like if you drew this amount of lines in here, it wouldn't look the same. It would just feel like too much. So that's why it's really important. And I feel like people, they just want like step by step, like step 1, draw hair like this. But you won't learn anything from that. It's really important to learn how the hair grows, where the forehead is, strands of hair, how to draw different types of strands of hair, which I will get to, and stuff like that. So speaking of strands of hair, I'm going to talk about that right now. Notice how this These strands of hair are pretty thick, but you can see a lot of separations because his hair is kind of like big and messy. Whereas in this one, his hair strands are thinner and they kind of just go down like this. So what I suggest sometimes, if you're drawing girl hair, guy hair, any hair, draw a basic strand like this. Let's say it went down like that, right? So here's a strand of hair, right? Like a group of hair. What I suggest you do is draw it like this first, then add details, because by adding the details, you can make really different types of hair, okay? Wow, I don't know what's going on with me today. But you can make thin hair, or you can make messy hair just by adding those random strands, like, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, ooh, okay. So yeah, it's really good. And now these look like two different characters, you know? It's just like crazy. They have the same exact face, same exact, like literally I copied and pasted their face, and they look like different characters just because of their hair. So it's really important to know how different styles of hair can affect the way the character looks. And now I'm going to draw again, and I hope it's like getting simpler for you guys, like you can see it a little bit more how to draw these hairstyles. I'm going to go into this one now, and we are going to, oh my gosh, draw the forehead again. And you know, you can make the forehead really high. You can draw it up here, and that person can have a big forehead. It's not really a big deal in my opinion. So, you know, it's up to you. You're the artist, you know. So now we're just going to do more like in your face hairstyle, like the really basic common hairstyle that anime characters usually have. And they are always really hard to draw. They are the ones that have the hair starting right in the center, and they come in their face like this. So bring it all grouped together. Don't make them super thin, and don't press too hard and make it like too strong. Just do it really lightly like this. 1, 2, 1, 2. Then add more hair coming out from like this part. 1, 2. And notice how I don't get too close to this, like making a gap up there. True, I do go over it sometimes, but look at this, like the separation of the hair does not go past this line. So that's really important, you guys, trust me. And 1, 2. And this is like a really common hairstyle with anime characters, and I'm not really good at it. I don't know why. So there we go. This is almost like, I don't know. I feel like there isn't basic anime boy hair anymore. And this is actually the one that I struggle with doing the top for, because the hair does not separate at the top because his hair starts in the center. So, I mean, you could make it separate at the top, but it's just like, it's just hard. I don't know. Ugh. Oh my gosh, bent. Let's fix it up. And with these kind of hairstyles, what I suggest is honestly, like, starting from here first, make the top of the hair, then go down. But I never follow my own rules, and that's not good, so. Then you can add random strands of hair. Wow, I'm really killing that strand of hair game. And then just like, why is this happening? No, I'm just kidding. And notice, like with this one, I kind of just went crazy with this, and I added a butt ton of strands compared to this one, and it's just like, okay, why? Shoot, that didn't work. So this is one style that probably needs a lot of practice for me, because I can't even explain it properly. Okay, so there we go. Then you can darken the thicker strands. And I'm just going to do it like this, actually. I think it's better. This is like the in-your-face hair. I feel like most anime guys have some kind of hair like this, where it's just in their face, and you're just like, dude, seriously, can you get a haircut? Like, Let me think of a character really quick. Maybe like, no, actually, maybe anime characters don't have this hair. I'm just delusional. So now you can see. I can show you the hair. Add more strands randomly. So with this hair, it's really hard because it's just like a huge mess. But most of the time with this kind of hair, it just starts from the top, way in the back. Like, you know how some guys pull their hair like forward a lot, so you don't know where it starts. So there's that hairstyle, this one, and this one. 3 different cool guy hairstyles. And honestly, I'm sorry like if I didn't explain this properly. This like hair in general is just something you need to practice and kind of figure out on your own. The only thing I can do is just give you guys tips on how to get to that point where you can draw your own hairstyles. And these hairstyles were on the like improv, you know, like improvised. I didn't have these hairstyles planned until I started filming the tutorial, so that just shows that with hair you really need to okay, sorry about that. You need to have a lot of practice in order to know how hair strands are. And oh my god. Alright, so now that you know how to draw these hairstyles, it's pretty, like, didn't you see, like, it was random, you know? And you're probably like, Tyler, like, what are you doing? But but really though, like, it's really something that just needs to be practiced. And as I said before, I know I will say this in every tutorial, but to practice each individually. Do not focus on the face too much. Just be like, today is my day where I'm just gonna practice hair. And you just draw hair like this several times, like over and over, even at different angles like this. Notice how they don't have a face. Or if you really just want a face, just copy the face so that you don't spend too much time on it, and just try different hairstyles. And also try different hairstyles for different face shapes. And I actually did that in one of my videos where I said how to draw different looking characters. And let's say we have here a long face, right? Then we have a round face. So now we're going to draw hair, ooh, sorry, let's zoom in. Hair that is different. Okay, I don't know. Let's do one for a long face. Okay, so we're going to do almost like just randomly, and then maybe give him a bun. No, I'm just kidding. And ears, and also drawing the ears is actually pretty helpful, so you might as well. But there's hair for that guy, right? Now I'm going to do it for the round-faced guy, and I'm actually going to draw the ears really quick just because. Let's say I want to draw this hairstyle on this guy. It's going to look a lot different because his face shape is different. So, you know, you just got to know what hairstyle goes with what face shape and that kind of stuff. So it really makes a difference. Just keep practicing things like this, or even just like right now you're following this tutorial, right? So you can do this, but then when you're on your own, think of different hairstyles and try to draw them from your mind. And then go back and draw more of these guys. And ironically, my examples are like more female hairstyles. But anyway, don't be afraid to reference like from real life and just kind of have fun with it. Don't worry if it's good or bad. Just practice and you will improve on your own. So good luck, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope it helped you as well. Oh my gosh, I can't even speak. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.